What's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, and I'm bringing you a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 tips and tricks, gameplay commentary, and what you guys are going to be watching here today is the Invasion Guide. So if you guys don't know why this is important, it's because I went over the other day about how Invasion is one of the best modes to level up your guns this year in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And if you haven't seen that video on why it's the best game mode, I will put that in the description below so you guys can go ahead and check that out so you're better informed on why this is the best game mode, of course. Now, I'm going to be going over today some tips and tricks on 1, how the game mode works, 2, some of the best equipment, perks, and field upgrades you can use, as well as the best kill streaks in order to help you guys make your leveling journey, as well as if you just want to go for some wins and, of course, sweat it up and do whatever it might be that you want to do. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do that. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to drop me a rating and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one, because we're going to be doing a lot on the channel this year. Anyways, let's dive right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead over the basics of the game mode, and that is going to be the rules. So first things first, the score limit is going to be 1,500 points, or if the time limit reaches 20 minutes, whatever comes first. And the player count is 40 versus 40. However, half of the team is AI controlled, therefore it's actually a 20 versus 20 whenever it comes to real players, and then there will be 20 bots or AI on each team. Now, as for the scoring system, it's a little bit confusing in this game mode, so I'm hoping that we can go ahead over this and it will help you guys out a little bit in understanding it. So first things first, if you kill an AI, you're going to get 1 point. And this is the same for pretty much every single AI you're going to kill. Now, if you go ahead and kill a player, you're going to get 5 points. So you'll get a lot more, and it's better worth your time. Now, it's not to say that the AIs are useless, because every 3 or 4, I'm not exactly sure on what the exact point count is, but it's somewhere around 3 or 4 kills on AI, you actually get a point towards your kill streak. So something to be aware of, and killing the AI is not completely useless, and as a matter of fact, I would recommend it because it's going to help you guys level up your guns. Now, kill streaks, if you destroy kill streaks, you're going to get a minimum of 5 points, and this is something like a UAV, a counter UAV, and then as the streak is a higher cost streak, like a gunship, a VTOL jet, Overwatch Helo, whatever it may be, you'll actually even get more than 5 points, sometimes 10, if not even higher. And if you get multi-kills, such as triple kills, double kills, and all that, on real players, you'll actually get bonus score depending on how high of a multi-kill you're able to get. And also, it is worth mentioning that halfway through the match, so around 800 points-ish, the AI gets body armor. Now, I am not sure at the time of making this video if the body armor has a counter, such as the armor-piercing rounds or something of that nature, because I tried it out myself, but it just didn't seem like it was helping out much at all. So if they make some changes, I'll be sure to let you guys know in the comment section below with a pinned comment. Next up, let's talk about some perks, equipment, and field upgrades that you guys should be running whenever you're playing this game mode. So first things first, the base perks. Overkill is really good because it's going to allow you to work on 2 primary weapons at once, as well as allow you to be more versatile in the battlefield. So if you see a lot of people are sniping, you can go ahead and counter snipe them. And then whenever you want to go to close quarters, you can use something like a shotgun, an SMG, or an assault rifle, whatever it is you want to use. But it allows you to be much more versatile in the battlefield, which is why I would highly recommend running it in here, because there are going to be a lot of people using snipers and other long-range weapons. Tracker is another good option because it's going to hide the death icons whenever you kill a player, and this is something that's very overlooked because a lot of people just brush that off and they want to use Tracker for the footprints. However, I think using it for the death icons is extremely important because, well, it's going to keep you off the enemy's screen whenever they're looking through walls or something, and if they see a death icon, then they know someone just killed a teammate there recently, but that's not going to show, and they're not going to know that you're around that corner unless they heard you. Bomb Squad is also another great option because there are a lot of explosives obviously in the game because everyone gets a free lethal equipment, as well as rocket launchers and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for something to help you out for resistance on that, Bomb Squad is definitely a great perk option for you guys to run. Now, for the bonus perk, This one is up to you, but I highly recommend fast hands, and the reason I recommend fast hands is because I would highly recommend leveling up your launcher or going for the camos in this game mode because it's actually playing the objective. Every single time, as we mentioned, whenever you shoot down an enemy UAV, counter UAV, whatever kill streak it is, you're actually going to be earning score for your team towards the objective and the overall score of the game mode. So therefore, I would highly recommend having fast hands on so that way you can keep those launchers reloaded, and it will make it so much easier for you guys to swap your weapons if you're using overkill as well. So fast hands is definitely one of the best perks to be using. As for your ultimate perk, I lean a lot towards Ghost in here because there is a lot of UAV spam, and if you're not leveling up a launcher, then you might really want to go with Ghost because you're not going to be able to shoot down the UAVs otherwise unless you start just wasting a bunch of ammo from your guns. However, if you feel like you don't need Ghost because you are going to be actively shooting down UAVs, then the Bird's Eye perk is definitely a great perk for this game mode because the maps are huge, and it's going to zoom out your mini-map so that way whenever you use UAVs or an advanced UAV, you will actually see players with much more ease. So I would highly recommend using the Bird's Eye perk if you are going to be actively shooting down UAVs. Next up for your equipment, the smoke grenade is a great option because as we discussed, there are a lot of people sniping in here, and if they don't have thermal on, they're not going to be able to see you through it. Now if they do have thermal on, they're on controller, they won't be able to get aim assist on you, so it's going to make it a little bit easier to cross the gap to buildings and cover and all that kind of stuff on these really large maps. If you are going to want to go for a more defensive play style, you're going to want to pick either proximity mines or claymores, and in the future I'm going to have a video that breaks down both of these pieces of equipment and which one is better for you guys to use and why. Also, if you're really tired of people who are kind of playing defensive and you want to get people out of those positions, drill charges is one of the best lethal equipments to use. And if you really want to get rid of campers and defensive players, then I would highly recommend, instead of running fast hands, throw on a resupply so that way you get 2 of these and they'll recharge every 25 seconds. Finally, as for our field upgrades, the munitions box is a great choice because while there are ammo caches around the map, the cooldown is extremely slow and you won't be able to get a lot of ammo from them when needed. Also, it's going to resupply your lethal and tactical, so it's overall just a great option to run. And you might want to opt for Field Upgrade Pro and run the tactical insertion because you're going to be spawning very far in the back of the map. We'll be going over spawns here in a little bit so you guys can understand how the spawns work and how the maps are supposed to flow. But I would highly recommend using the tactical insertion this year because it is really good in this game mode. Also, the portable radar is an honorable mention because if you're not wanting to run the UAV kill streak, the portable radar can help you defend an area or just know whenever people are coming, and that way you'll be better informed. Last but not least, we have the kill streaks, and the kill streaks is one of the most important part to getting a win in Call of Duty. If you don't know what kill streaks are and you're new to this franchise, basically you get rewards as you go on consecutive kills without dying, and you'll be rewarded for your efforts depending on the cost of each kill streak. Now, the higher the cost, the more rewarding and the more powerful they are. So I broke this down into 3 categories: support, recommended, and lethal. Now, support is going to be the support kill streaks that I would recommend using, which means they're not really going to punish the enemies, but they are going to give you information or potentially give you information. And then the lethal kill streaks are going to be the ones that are going to get you kills and punish your enemies, and these are going to generally be higher cost, and they're going to be ones that I recommend for the best effect depending on the game mode that you are playing. And then the recommended category is going to be 3 kill streaks that I feel that you should run regardless of your skill level because I think that they have the most versatility depending on the game mode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this. Support, coming in at 4 kills, we have the UAV. Obviously, this one's pretty self-explanatory, marking enemies who are not running Ghost on your mini-map, so that way you are better informed of what kind of decisions you're going to make and how you want to approach enemy players. Coming in at 5 kills, we have the Care Package or the Counter UAV, depending on which one you want to use. Care Package is going to give you a random kill streak, and the Counter UAV is going to block the enemy's radar, so that way they cannot utilize their UAVs or advanced UAVs. The emergency airdrop is coming in at 10 consecutive kills, and this one is going to drop you 3 random kill streaks bundled up together, and that's pretty much all it does. And after that, the advanced UAV at 12 kills is probably one of the best kill streaks you guys can run, because it's going to let you know where every single player is on the minimap in real time, and if they are ghosted, it's going to ping them every few seconds. So it definitely does counter the ghost perk, so that is what makes the advanced UAV one of the strongest kill streaks in the game. Now, as for the lethal kill streaks, I'm going to recommend the SAE coming in at 7 kills, because you can mark 3 locations on the map you want to bombard, and this will net you a lot of kills, especially in a mode that has 20 players. And you can also use it to get people off rooftops, which is something that is very common in this game mode. The VTOL jet is another great option, because it's just going to apply pressure on a certain area, so people are going to have to seek cover or have the cold-blooded perk on in order to avoid it. The stealth bomber is a great option in here, because the maps are pretty big and there's a lot of people on the other team. So if you know enemies are kind of laying down an open field and they're sniping and you quite can't reach them, or maybe they're all on rooftops, you can place the stealth bomber over these areas and it will absolutely cause havoc on those people if they do not seek cover. Finally, we have the chopper gunner and gunship. So the chopper gunner is also a 10 kill streak alongside the stealth bomber, and if you're really good at controlling this thing, you can do a lot of damage. However, if you're not so adept with it, which I will have a guide coming out about how to use the chopper gunner more effectively, if you're not so adept with it, then I would definitely not really recommend running this streak, because it can get shot down very fast. The gunship is the ultimate kill streak, coming in at 12, and this is another really good streak. It's in the same slot as the advanced UAV, and basically you're going to be in the sky just raining down a bunch of rockets and missiles on your enemies until the time runs out, which it lasts 40 seconds. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the general spawn logic in this game mode. So here we have the Saeed map on the invasion game mode, and as you can see, I drew these half-transparent white borders as the spawn borders, so that means you cannot cross these borders or else you will die. And the reason being is they don't want you to just stand there and spawn trap people. Now, let's say you are on the side of the map where it is the friendly base, and if you see that you are on that side, then that means the enemies are going to be spawning on the side where it says enemy base. They will not be spawning on your side of the map unless they are using tactical insertions. Now, it is a good thing to know that if your team controls the majority of the map, you will spawn outside of your friendly base, and you might actually start spawning a little bit further up in the map, but it's not going to be quite the enemy spawn. When you are playing this game mode, you should generally be looking forward rather than backwards. The only time you should really ever be looking back is if you know that there are people behind you trying to spawn trap your team at the friendly base, and you know where they're at and you're trying to fight them. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and you're not really going to be finding much engagements at all, so you should always be trying to look towards the enemy's base and trying to work your way up towards the enemy's base in order to keep pushing the enemies back. Think of this game mode as a tug of war. That's the best way I could describe it to you. And that just about wraps up our guide for today on the invasion game mode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully it was something that will help you guys improve at the invasion game mode, as well as have an easier time leveling up your weapons, unlocking camos, earning kill streaks, understanding the map flow, whatever it may be. And of course, everything we went over today is not set in stone. You don't have to run everything that I told you guys. It's all just suggestion and giving you guys some pointers to lead you in the right direction in order to having a much better time while playing the game. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop me a rating, as well as consider subscribing to the channel, because it greatly helps me out, and we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.